Hello, this is Krista here back with you again today. And it's festival time around where I'm at. There was just a big parade here in the town that I came into today, and a tractor pull that all the Amishmen wanted to see that I took this morning. So I'm just kind of sitting here enjoying the afternoon sun for a while before I headed home. And I wanted to talk a little bit more about, guess what? Narcissism and all the, maybe a little bit about addiction and this, not like I usually do. And also relationships. As you all know, I stumble upon a life yet where there's quite a bit of it around in my life still yet, and sometimes when you're just starting to open up your eyes to it, learning things about it, and starting to put two and two together and beginning that healing and recovery process, along comes with that is just more of an awakening experience to where we start opening our eyes to maybe feeling like something is wrong. Maybe we sense that there is something wrong with the people that we're dealing with, and situations that we're in, wondering why maybe life might suck really bad, and it's just a constant pain in your butt. Maybe you're not feeling so well these days, or you're just having anxiety attacks, depression, and you're just not liking your life or the people that are in it anymore. As we begin to get out and limit contact with these people that might be giving us problems, we begin to start healing ourselves with learning that it is not really us, that it was not really us, and the fault might lie in other people bringing us down, making us feel unworthy, unloved, and not good enough. I was doing some research about depersonalization lately, and the dehumanizing that narcissists can use, and also in cults of today, and how narcissism and dealing with relationships, and even in some jobs and just whatever, family members or whatever, are a lot like cults. It's the same manipulation tactics that they use. Without even knowing it, sometimes it's just like this deeper core level thing, I think, that because they have never developed that sense of control or ways of healing themselves, and their PTSD levels are just so extremely out of control, especially as the narcissism is worse, maybe with more severe borderline control, or sabotage tactics used by psychopaths and sociopaths, the more extreme narcissist, where you are just seem to be getting sabotaged at every angle, no matter what you do, where they're constantly devaluing your thoughts, punishing you for having any kind of thought whatsoever, that just comes on you, just the natural flow of thought when you're speaking it out loud, like a normal healthy person would relate with somebody else, to create those new ideas and inspirations, the give and take of one another, within the world and realm where narcissists take charge and they are the leaders over whoever their followers are, be it other family members or whatever, to keep you inside of their group, They can really demoralize you and put you in a place where whenever you do think for yourself, um, they will punish you. A lot of times using the silent treatment is one of their methods. Um, they can actually push away from you by, especially after the devaluation stage, where if you start standing up for yourself at all, if they can't knock you down, with maybe methods of silent treatment or walking out and maybe not coming home that night, it can last for even longer than that. You might not see them for longer periods, days, months, even years can pass by. And during that, they see how weak you are during it. And if you are weak enough to come back, because the hellishness that the rejection level can put on people, that emotional feeling of the anxiety that comes from that, and the deep emotional hurt from being rejected, like the abandonment survival mode that we go into from having any kind of rejection like that, can kick in just like that, especially to victims that have learned that all their lives, even from an early age, that they can crave that person like a drug, like heroin, and they want to see how fast you come crawling back. And the more that they use that and condition you like that, the more you are going to be quiet about what you really need and think, and the more that you're always doing for them. And it's just this world revolves them, taking care of them, taking care of their needs, ignoring your own and also they can use methods of sleep deprivation, where more on conditioning, they can really push you down and keep you at levels where they want and need to control you, until a person can even fall sick and into like really bad levels of depression, to the point of even like suicidal thoughts, and just losing all sense of an identity, where you just feel like really parts of yourself are gone, parts of your life are gone. You no longer have that creative edge you used to. You no longer want to do fun things you used to do anymore. You sit there because of their conditioning, and you begin to feel more helpless, and that you are not worth it anymore, and maybe life isn't worth living or whatever. But it's the state of helplessness that they put and keep you in. You have the tractors that are going by right now. They just had a parade up here. So, what's really, I think, a strong factor that I'm even seeing for myself, when we can snap right back into victimization again, even when we try to pull away and go no contact with these people. It is so easy to snap right back into that with them, because it's, maybe we start calling them again and being like, hey, I really miss you, and where have you been, and I really want to see you again, and let's make this work somehow. And all of a sudden you're jumping through these hoops and you're trying even harder, and it's not even on a natural level anymore, and it's just finally you have no energy anymore. You're just despairingly tired, and it's just excruciating. You're just exhausted all the time, and you don't feel like doing fun things anymore. You even start forgetting who yourself is. Your self-esteem erodes to a nasty level. Your self-esteem just starts crashing, and you stand in front of the mirror and you just wonder, who is this person anymore? And you can't even smile anymore, and you think that it's all you, and that the problem is you. Maybe they're telling you that you're the one that's crazy, and you're acting really weird because there's something wrong with you. These are all ways that they can keep over you and keep you down in their manipulation and torment. What I was saying about sleep deprivation, oftentimes to exhaust us even more and keep us just at a really abusive level, is a lot of times before you have maybe like a big school assignment the next day, or there might be like, a job, something, a big job interview tomorrow, or, there's something big that you have to do the next day, and they know it, and all of a sudden at night they start an argument later at night, and it seems to go through the night where it just upsets you and it deprives you of your sleep, and things like that. They can do that. That's something else that they do to sabotage your performance or the accomplishment that you need, or whatever it is that you're doing. They're really great at self-sabotaging. They want to keep you down. They might take all your money and blow it. It's really important to keep a separate bank account from these people. Keep separately, whatever you can from them. Try to make it your life and not theirs. Start pulling away if you can, as much as you can. Do it slowly. They don't have to know. If you tell them that you're leaving, that's usually a bad thing to do, because then they'll even do more of that, where they just start attacking you and sabotaging you further, making you weaker, so you cannot stand up for yourself and get on with your own life, or have a life in general. You might, a lot of times what happens in dysfunctional family is when kids grow up, addiction can start from an early age, where they start coping with maybe just humongous amounts of gaming in their rooms, isolating further from life, when they're constantly being controlled and upset by their parents, and that they're told that they're not good enough in a lot of different ways, or there's something wrong with them. They can start using drugs and alcohol at an early age with their friends, and later in life not understand why they can't put that drink down, and all of a sudden they've become an alcoholic, or they become a junkie of maybe like Xanax or pain pills, or even worse, heroin. A big one that's coming out these days that is being used more frequently is methamphetamine, which I got stuck on myself. When we need to step away from these individuals sometime in our lives. The sooner the better, and to be able to individuate ourselves, so we can actually start thinking for ourselves and remembering the things inside of ourselves that we need, and to give us that self-care that we need in order to heal, become healthy, and begin to heal those emotional traumas that we were left with by meditating, just being a part of the world, going out, maybe taking an adventure, just seeing the world, coming to peace and terms with it, with whatever that you know how. Learning this stuff is really intensely great for us, and the more awareness there is, the better. So I wanted to get this out to you today. Thanks for watching, and have a great one. Remember, love yourself, protect yourself. You are worth it.